Aijcast is proud to partner with Stephanie M. Ely Photography. Based in Atlanta, Stephanie is a talented and ambitious portrait artist whose work includes commercial campaigns, emotionally driven editorials, and socio-political documentary projects. Her keen eye for detail infuses a clean aesthetic with conceptual understandings to present the unique personalities of her subjects. If you're looking for a gifted photographer who wants to share that passion with you, then contact Stephanie M. Ely Photography. That's www.stephanieelyphotography.com. Hello and welcome to Aijcast, a podcast featuring conversations and performances at the intersection of art, inspiration, and justice. I'm your host, Marthame Sanders. Our guest is singer, songwriter, performer Rahbi. Rahbi and I got a chance to sit down recently and talk at the Aijcast studios. He also brought along some backing tracks to give us some live performance. Rahbi, welcome to Aijcast.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
So let's dig into your musical history a little bit. So I know on your website you talk about the first place you really got to sing was in church.
Yes, absolutely. My grandfather is a Pentecostal pastor here in Atlanta. And my first beginnings as a singer, performer, any of that was singing in front of the church. I was petrified, super scared in the beginning. I would hide behind the pews and all of that good stuff.
And how old were you?
Oh, how old was I? I'm thinking maybe like 5 or 6.
Okay.
5 or 6. But I would slowly make my way up to the front. And when I would do my famous James Brown slide, I noticed that people would like jump to their feet. And my grandfather would get just super excited because he's a showman himself,
okay.
right?
Yeah. That kind of goes with the Pentecostal part of it.
Yeah. Exactly. Performance art at its best. But when I would do my James Brown slide, he would throw me a couple dollars here and there. And so that really made me excited. So each time made it a little easier.
So between the audience reaction or the congregation reaction and then the
knowing that I could get
cold hard cash.
Exactly.
That was it was a perfect situation.
A blessing.
And then your first kind of intersection with the professional music world was with L.A. Reid.
Yes, L.A. Reid signed me to a boy band called 4th Avenue. I was a rock star. You know, I am a rock star. And it was amazing and a humbling experience.
I'm most interested in what you learned from the music business particularly about that intersection with 4th Avenue and then that project, major label signing with L.A. Reid, LaFace Records, all that. Right. And then that gets kind of shelved.
Absolutely.
So I'm curious what, your experiences of it, but particularly your kind of what you learned about the music business.
Well, there's a few things I've learned. I've learned that you need to know what's going on with your money. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? With the and specifically in our case, the advance money. So the label gives you a lot of money in the beginning to get some things done. You get your pictures, record the album, pay the producers if you need to, all this great stuff. And our manager was over all of that. We were in middle school, some in high school, so we didn't.
Right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we don't do that.
Yeah.
So, but our manager was using our money to make bootleg movies and stuff. He wanted to be a movie writer, screenwriter, and all that good stuff. So we were recording songs for his movie, and wow. It was crazy. I mean,
so it is like the shady music business story.
Yeah, we recorded our music as well, but he was doing just other things with his music, and I guess L.A. Reid. Then we're like, we don't have to deal with this. We have all these successful artists. Sure. We're just going to show them till their contract is up. Yeah. And unfortunately, that happened. But I was also able to be in the midst of a lot of, like I said, great artists. Yeah. L.A. Reid had this big party I think it was I don't know how old he was turning, but I was able to meet Queen Latifah and Toni Braxton and Morris Day and the Time, and just everywhere you looked, there was another artist around. I was like, whoa, is this really happening? It was like artist heaven, you know. So it was just, that's a priceless moment.
Wow.
And I also learned, I learned a lot of things.
Yeah, sure.
I learned that the labels approach young kids really, because at that time you don't really have a good sense of self.
Sure.
You know, you're still figuring yourself out. Yeah. You know, that it didn't click for me till about 23. You know what I'm saying? So, but they know that they can target kids because kids don't know what they want to talk about. They don't know really what they want to look like. So they can just put all these things on you, all the things that are making quick money right now. Yeah. So you just it's just being an indie artist now just gives me a better sense of self-awareness. And if you do have a child going into the business, just you got to really be there for them as a parent. I take my hat off to my parents that they had my back, you know. Yeah. So, but they, you know, it was 4 different guys in the group, so their decisions didn't always trump sure what took place for the group. So yeah.
Well, and that's particularly striking to me. I mean, you have a very unique style that is all your own as a solo artist, and then you look back at the, you know, kind of boy band thing.
Yeah. I didn't find that out till after the group. You know, while I was in the group, I was just, like I said, going with the flow. Yeah. If the label told me to sing like this, I sang like that. If they told me to wear the same thing that Usher and all the other black R&B guys are wearing, wear that, I was like, okay, because I really, you know. Yeah.
You trust them. You know, they're the experts. They're the professionals. You trust the manager. You don't know what his shady business is.
I mean, we changed our look about 4 or 5 times, like just to shift with the new popular thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's crazy. It wasn't a sit down. What is it that you like? What do you want to look like? It wasn't that. It was like, this is hot now. Put that on. This is hot now. Put that on.
Yeah, this is the mold. We're gonna make you fit it.
Absolutely.
As long as you can sing, we're gonna work with the look and everything else.
Sometimes that don't even matter. You just click auto tune. Well, right.
So from there, you did some musical theater, I know, in high school.
Yeah. So I was like, well, hey, my mom is a counselor. She's very into education. She's like, you're going to go to college. In her head, I was going to college anyway. Sure. You know. So I went to Georgia State University, where I really was a vocal performance major first. Theater just kind of happened. So I was a vocal performance major. I'm classically trained, all of that. But growing up, my dad would take me to musical theater, see plays all the time. So I would visit some of the plays that were taking place at Georgia State University being put on by the Theatricals.
Do you remember any that were particular kind of grabbed your attention at the time?
It was Cinderella. It was called Cinderella, but it was by an all black cast. Yeah. So I was like, what is that about? You know,
I'm a young Egyptian princess or milkmaid. I'm the greatest prima donna in my land.
But I was blown away, and come to find out, the directors of the play, Ife Okumabwa and Sherelle Luckett, were 2 actors that came from a theater company that my dad used to always take me to go see, the Freddie Hendrix Youth Ensemble of Atlanta.
Sure, no, Freddie Hendrix through our mutual friend Jewel D. Lane.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I was like, whoa, this really reminds me of, you know, YEA, Youth Ensemble of Atlanta. And one of the girls happened to be in my class. I was like, hi, I'm Rahbi. I don't know if you're ever looking for any more singers, but I think I sing pretty well. So, you know, and she introduced me to her partner, Sherelle Luckett. I auditioned for the play, for another play they were doing, and I made it. But I was only used to singing. So when when the lead role dropped out of a particular play we were doing, and they sat me down, was like, Rahbi, you're going to have to play the lead. I was scared out of my mind. And another funny thing is, like, I was kind of cocky, extra cocky, and borderline mean in college. And so that was a humbling experience.
It took you down a few notches.
Yeah, because to be all the way honest, when I first got in the play, I was like, I can sing, and you know, if y'all don't listen to me, then these parts are gonna be messed up, because some people are a little off. I'm like, this is gonna be look, I mean, come on, you better listen to me, because I know what I'm talking about. And when they told me I had to be the lead and talk and act, I was like, oh my gosh, I had to be quiet and listen to them. And yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So now I still think I'm all that, but
I think you
I
kind
still
of
think
gotta
I'm
be,
all,
right?
Yeah. I still think I'm all that, but now I also know it's important to let everybody else know that they too are all that.
Well, that's really interesting because I think, as I talk to a lot of artists, the one of the things, and you write your own stuff.
Yes, I do. And that's because of the Freddie Hendrix Youth Ensemble of Atlanta.
Interesting.
Because before that, I wasn't writing anything. But all of the plays in the Freddie Hendrix Youth Ensemble of Atlanta, I feel like I'm plugging the area.
Yeah, you got to plug it. Well,
yeah. All the plays are original.
Yeah.
So if you wanted a part in it, then you need to sit down and write a song, write a monologue,
Wow.
choreograph a piece. That's how Jules started, know. So everything's original and created by the kids. So yeah.
Well, and I think about that because, particularly when you're writing stuff that's original, there's a place of vulnerability and personal space that you got to get into.
Absolutely.
And yet at the same time, you got to have a little bit of that kind of arrogance to be able to say, I'm going to get up in front of all these people and show them what I got.
Right.
It's a weird mix of vulnerability and pride.
Oh yeah.
Right? I mean, I don't know. That's a weird mix.
Yeah, but I mean, I just look at it as you're dope, but God made all of us. You know what I'm saying? So why are you any more dope than anybody else?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that helps me put it all in perspective.
Nice.
We all come from the source.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I'm curious about that because, I noticed you give God a shout out on your website and you talk about growing up in church. And so, you're doing something that's very different in terms of, musical performance in secular venues and all that kind of stuff. But I'm curious how you connect the dots with that, with you talk about God being the source and giving you this gift and you sharing it with the world. How do you see that?
I think it's all God. You know what I'm saying? God is the original artist, So I always tell people to do whatever it is that makes you feel good as long as the road leads to love. And we know that love is God. So it is all of it is God at the end of the day. Painting, rapping, teaching, all of it. If it's helping inspire someone and encourage them and empower them and lead them to love, then yeah, it's God.
Wow. So you went from musical theater and now you're a recording artist, performing artist. Tell me about that transition.
From recording artist to musical theater?
From musical theater to recording artist.
Yeah, well, the thing, my words, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit like Basquiat and Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson would just be like, it's just big, So,
yeah.
I just get excited. So being a performer and musical theater inspired me to incorporate costumes into my shows.
Sure.
And one of the shows that I did was called Strange Fruit 5, Studio 54 is alive. And so I thought about the idea of the show versus just going up there and just singing,
Yeah.
What did it feel like to be a part of Studio 54? What did they wear? What did the room look like? All of those things. So I incorporate all of that into the shows that I put together. I have set decoration. I may have, when I did that show, I had a girl on roller skates throwing, well, back in the day at Studio 54, they threw angel dust, but I can't do that. So I call it Rockstar dust, and I throw that all in the room, and I have my big angel wings, and I'm just big on costuming and just making it feel like all of the greats whose energy I feel like I represent. Earth, Wind and Fire, Prince, Grace Jones. It's all energy revolving and evolving, and I just want to do my part in staying true to that energy now. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your musical style.
I guess just fearless. Oh, you know what? I figured out what it was the other day. It's sophisticated funk.
Oh, I like
you know what
that.
I'm saying? Yeah, because I'm funky as I don't know what, but there's still a tinge of a lot of sophistication in it as well. And the only artist that I think if I had to name an artist, it would be like Rick James.
Okay.
Rick James was funky as I don't know what.
Yeah.
But the way he would even pronounce words, you could tell he was classically trained. It just added sophistication to it, So yeah, that's my granddaddy.
Yeah.
When I came home last night, you wouldn't make love to me. You went fast asleep. You wouldn't even talk to me.
You talk about your fans as beautiful people.
Yes, absolutely. Beautiful people starting from the inside out. You know, so if you would just embrace everything that makes you special, and if you're doing your part to inspire someone else to know that they too are amazing, then you are a beautiful person. It has nothing to do with the exterior. You know, it starts from the inside out. Yeah.
Every show of Aijcast, I end with the charge to the people that are listening. I say, go out and create some beauty of your own.
Absolutely.
And I mean, when I heard you talk about beautiful people, I was like, I think we're kind of on the same wavelength there.
Yeah, the beautiful people.
Yeah.
Because like I'm saying this over and over again, like everybody is great. Everybody is great, but everybody does not know that. You know what I'm saying? So I am a light, and I'm here to inspire everybody and to know that they too are a light. You know, so I just try to make sure my light is shining, and in my shows, that's what I do. Like before I leave, I ask everybody to lift their hands and say, I am absolutely amazing. And then they look at the person beside them, and I want them to say, you're absolutely amazing. And when they leave my shows, they leave knowing that they can do and be absolutely anything, you know. And when you do that, you're truly operating in your light, in your beauty. Yeah.
So you take them to church.
Exactly. I try to tell my granddaddy this. I'm doing the same thing, just in another way. Yeah. You know, and because everybody's not gonna receive it from the four walls of a church. You know what I'm saying? I don't have anything against church at all, but somebody needs to receive it through rap music. Somebody needs to receive it through ballet, through a rock star named Rahbi. You know, so as long as the road leads to love, I say do it, because we're healing people out here. It's just good versus evil, you know. And I'm gonna be good.
I mean, I resonate with that. I mean, my background, I'm a pastor, and I don't currently serve a congregation, and that's by choice, and it's wonderful, and I loved working in the church. And part of it is just this recognition of where does sacredness reside? Where does what is holy reside? And so many times, and churches are doing better now, but there's so many churches that have put up so many barriers to people coming in, whether it's your color, your gender, your sexual orientation, your gender identity, what you're wearing, how much money you do or don't have, mental illness. There are barriers left and right. And so churches have done a terrible job of opening the doors.
Right.
And so I think there are places where artists can speak into that sacred space,
right,
and to give people that energy. And it sounds to me like that's exactly what you're doing. And you learned it at the feet of your granddad.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And quiet as it's kept, my granddad was a big Nat King Cole fan. He was like croon to my grandmother in the middle of the services sometimes, like, and tell me you love me, baby. I'm like, he's amazing. He's such a showman, such a rock star. So I'm doing the same thing.
Well, I tell you, if you're doing James Brown slides in church, that's what it's about.
All right.
Could you do a song for us?
Absolutely. This song is called Gonna Have a Voice. Just encourages you to embrace your light and make your mark in this world. Yes. Ever since I was 3, y'all, I've been singing this song. The main attraction doing Michael Jackson, the life of the party, y'all. Not a care or worry, but performing for free. Gave me a hand in the pat on the head, never taking me seriously. But I'm gonna have a voice in this world, share my songs for years to come. Go ahead, give me my star on Hollywood Walk. I'm gonna have a voice in this world. Yeah. And if you're gonna have a voice, just say, hey, I'm gonna have a voice. I ain't gotta be famous to be a superstar. People think you need money and the riches to validate who you are. I just like performing, and when people see, they're caught in the moment, tapping every song and they can't take their eyes off it. But I'm gonna have a voice in this world, share my songs for years to come. Go ahead, give me my star on Hollywood Walk. I'm gonna have a voice in this world, share my songs for years. Give me my star on Hollywood.
but I do believe I got a lot of y'all singing with me from Atlanta to overseas. Soon everyone will know about your boy Rahbi.
Yes, all over the world, they will know about, Rahbi. But they'll also know about you too. Keep living, keep shining.
I'm gonna have a voice, you know it. Have a voice in this world, yeah. I'm gonna have a voice, you know it, know it, know it. Have a voice in this world, oh yeah. I'm gonna have a voice in this world. Share my songs for years to come. Give me my star on Hollywood Wild. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna have, you're gonna have, we're gonna have a voice in this world. Give me my star on Hollywood Wild.
Rahbi on Aijcast. We'll be back to more of our conversation in just a moment, but first, a quick word. I do want to point you to the Aijcast website, Aijcast.com. And while you're there, click on calendar to check out what's happening with our artist partners. They have performances and exhibits coming up. And also click on the link for news and hear more about things that are happening with our artists. I do want to highlight a couple of events for you. Our guest Rahbi will be performing and curating Strange Fruit 8 on Saturday, December 16th at Aisle 5 in Atlanta. And I will be performing improv comedy at the Basement Theater in Atlanta on Friday, December 29th. There are 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. shows. You can find out more information about both of those events as well as many others on the Aijcast website. Just click on the link that says calendar. I also want to take this opportunity to encourage you to give your financial support to Aijcast. As 2017 comes to a close, you can make your tax-deductible donation to Aijcast. Simply go to our website and click on the link that says support. And now back to more of my conversation with Rahbi. You got Strange Fruit 8 coming up.
All right.
So tell me about the show that you curate and what it's about.
Absolutely. Strange Fruit is my baby. It's my show. When I started out as an independent artist, I had to go around begging to be a part of people's shows. You know, can I be on your show? Can I do this? Can I do that? And I just got to a point, I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this on my own, because a lot of times when you would be a part of these other people's shows, it wasn't quality sound. It wasn't quality lighting. It was boring. They would make you sell all these tickets to be a part of the show, and you just want a platform, and then you sell all the tickets, and like your people are there, but like, or you may have a problem selling the tickets and they're not doing their part in promoting the show. So you're there and you're performing for like 4 or 5 people. So I was like, you know what? I'm better than this, and I don't work this hard for nothing, you know? So I started my own show, Strange Fruit, which to me, I came up with that title because I wanted to highlight the artists that people may look at a little weird in the beginning in all art platforms, singers, dancers, rappers, designers, all of that, all art forms, the avant-garde artists of all art forms. And we come together and just celebrate. And I present them a platform where it's going to be promoted properly. When you walk in, the venue is going to be decorated. The sound is going to be amazing. The lighting is going to be amazing. It's like just top-notch stuff, you know, for a starting out. I also wanted to bridge the gap in new artists and established artists, because I feel like when artists are established, they're like, okay, bye-bye, you know, whatever, you know, I'm gone. I don't want any like new artists on my stuff. Or people just stick with their clicks and that's it. You know, so you'll go to an event and it's just all rock music, or you go to an event and it's all jazz. I get along with everybody. You know, I have friends that do rock music, gospel, jazz, R&B, funk, gay friends, straight friends, black, white, drag queens. I mean, everybody, pole dancers, everybody. So when you come to my show, all of those people unite, just like at Studio 54, all different kinds of people. And you have no room of being uncomfortable because you see yourself somewhere in the room. So the only thing you can do is praise art. You know what I'm saying? So that's what Strange Fruit does. And each Strange Fruit, we have a theme every show. Like I said, one of the themes was Studio 54 is alive, but coming up on December the 16th, the theme of that show is Funk Yeah. So in everybody's set, we're going to have some element of funk music in the show, and it's going to be pretty funky. Emphasis on F-U-N, fun. You know, so
Where's the show going to be?
The show is going to be at Aisle 5. That's in Little 5 Points. And if you go to my Instagram, RAHBIRAW, the ticket link and all that is in my bio area. And we have some amazing artists that are on the show. We have the Band of Brothers, Hero the Band, the Tulips. Who else is on the show? Night Bricks. Of course, me, Rahbi. I'm flying in an amazing artist from Chicago named Adam Ness. He has one of the best vocals. I mean, he is a vocal master.
I bet you can tell by my actions, bringing pigs to my satisfaction.
And it's only $15 in advance, $20 at the door. But people leave my show saying, Rahbi, I would have paid $75, $100 to see that. I mean, people have even been like, Rahbi, I was scared to go to the restroom because I didn't want to miss anything, you know. So, and we got to talk about the rock socking and firecracker, Madam CJ.
Okay,
she is my mistress of ceremony. It's not a Rahbi show if I don't have Madam CJ on the show. So she's hosting, and she's going to be electric, amazing, and y'all are in for just some. My entrance is going to be, shoot, you got to come. We're still building it right now.
There you go. So, and I know you've got a special fundraising opportunity at Strange Fruit 8.
Absolutely. We've teamed up with a brilliant company by the name of Love Beyond Walls. And so if you bring your packaged toys, unwrapped toys, because I want to open up something, there ain't nothing in there. Y'all trying to trick us. You know what I'm saying? So unwrapped toys, new toys for the kids, you will get in for, $5 off. And
I'm curious about the people that you've collaborated with. I mean, you've got quite the following among people who are known. You talk about Erykah Badu and Bilal and Janelle Monáe.
Yeah, I think we represent that energy, though. So you connect, you gravitate to people that have the same energy as yourself. Like if you think about it, me, Janelle Monáe, Bilal, Erykah Badu, who else? Big Frida. Rasan Patterson, we all have that fearless, trend-setting energy. Yeah, So
I don't know. To me, there's something about Atlanta, and I mean, some of the folk you mentioned are not based in Atlanta, but some are. But there's this weird kind of crucible here of artists and influences, right? So you think like Outkast,
right?
Outkast could only happen in Atlanta. Janelle Monáe can only happen in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And it's almost like this almost outer space visitor coming into land, right?
Absolutely.
But there's something about Atlanta and all the weird influences that are here, the strange fruit that's here, that comes together that creates these unique artists. And I'm curious if you see yourself in that regard as being an artist of Atlanta or created by Atlanta or shaped by Atlanta?
Absolutely. I love Atlanta. From me traveling, I've been like up north, I've been out of the country. Like Atlanta, especially in this time right now, Atlanta inspires the whole world. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I go to New York and Philly, and there are guys there in the hood. They try to incorporate some Atlanta slang, and they're saying it the wrong way because they're not from here. I'm like, look, see, you're trying to be cool by saying our stuff, and you're using it the wrong way. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We're so magical and we're so powerful. And I want to say this one thing, that I love trap music, right? Yeah. But a lot of times people in other parts of the world think that Atlanta only has trap artists, trap artists and straight ahead R&B singers. And that's only like a piece of what Atlanta has to offer. Like we have a brilliant folk singers and rock stars and gospel artists. Like we just have so much going on here. And that's another reason why I do my Strange Fruit show, to let people see like, whoa, like people come to my show and be like, where have these artists been? Like we've been here.
Right.
It's just like we're not on a radio like that, but we're here, you know, and we got some spins, we have following, all that good stuff. So
Yeah, well, and I think some of the artists we talk about, and there's other people like Donald Glover, you know, Childish Gambino. I mean,
Absolutely.
people that are really breaking the mold of these kind of, here's what I expect out of Atlanta.
Right.
India Arie is another one. I mean, there's just
Absolutely.
incredible artists that come out of Atlanta that really don't fit those molds that you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just, like I said, I'm doing my part to stay true to that vibration so it can keep going, you know, and let people know that, wow, like when Lady Gaga came out,
Yeah.
I'm still the biggest Lady Gaga fan, but when I saw her, I was like, wow, you think like that too? Like, a lot of people were looking at her like, oh, she's so crazy, oh my gosh, she's crazy, but not me. I was like, wow, you too. So that's what I think I'm doing for other people. They see my shows and they're like, wow, somebody else thinks like this. Like, I'm not weird, you know
I'm
what I'm
not
saying?
crazy.
Or my
Yeah.
weirdness is cool.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah.
That's good. I mean, yeah, there's something about building community that's huge in those things.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Could you do another song for us?
You're darn right. Yeah. Absolutely.
This song is called Hello World. And it's just a new presentation of yourself when you realize your purpose.
You wined and you dined me, gave me my life, showed me the finer things money could buy, invited me to your club of clones, and now my opinion is not my own. Who goes there? It's my face on magazines. Kinda sad, the real me is never seen. I cry out for freedom, but it's too late. That's the price you pay when you choose to date. Hello world. Media, this is media. Yeah. Media, yeah. They frown up when you walk into the room. But how can they love themselves if they don't love you? It's not right, but it shows enough okay. One day they will wake up and it'll be a better place. But until they open their eyes, until they shed their disguise, they're nothing but some prisoners of a closed mind. Wave your hands if you feel me. No, 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 no. Can anybody hear me? Yeah, yeah. No. Yeah.
I pledge allegiance to see no race. All in favor, say aye. I pledge allegiance to see no sex. All in favor, say aye. I pledge allegiance to see no rich. All in favor, say aye. I pledge allegiance to see no poor. All in favor, say aye. I pledge allegiance to never judge. All in favor, say aye. I pledge allegiance to only love. All in favor, say aye. I pledge allegiance that we are one. All in favor, say aye. If you agree, then sing this song. All in favor, say aye.
I am an original. Don't you label me in your society. You've got to inhale and then you exhale. Now push.
That means get over it, baby, cause I'm not changing, ever.
I am an original. Don't label me
until they all realize they have been trapped in this lie. Prisoners of a closed mind until they open their eyes, until they shed their disguise. They will be trapped in this lie. Most of folks just walking blind.
Rahbi, if you had a piece of advice or wisdom for people who are listening, what would it be?
What would it be? Advice? Don't stop. Never stop, never give up. I always tell people that the only thing that separates someone who makes it from someone who doesn't make it is one of them gave up. You know what I'm saying? So just keep going. Always believe in yourself, and faith with action, works.
Rahbi, thank you for being on Aijcast.
Thank you for having me.
Rahbi on Aijcast. You can find him online at his website, HelloRahbi, RAHBI.com. You can also find him on Instagram at Rahbi Raw. Rahbi will be performing and curating Strange Fruit 8 here in Atlanta at Aisle 5 on Saturday, December 16th. We have more information on the Aijcast website. And of course, you can find us online, Aijcast.com. You can connect with us on social media. This is also a great time to support Aijcast and the work that we do. Simply go to our website, Aijcast.com, click on the link that says support, and thank you. Our theme song is written and recorded by the band Marred Fame. We are engineered, mixed, and produced by the rambunctious Al Mudif. Al has decided that he wants to be a guest on Aijcast, and so he made us all listen to his audition tape. And I'm your host, Marthame Sanders, encouraging you to go and create some beauty of your own. Peace.